Baru-baru ini, tim Melodi berpeluang untuk menemu ramah pelakon antarabangsa yang popular dengan watak Ejen 007. Siapa lagi kalau bukan Daniel Craig yang bercerita mengenai pengalamannya dalam filem No Time to Die yang bakal menemui penonton mulai 24 November nanti. Tapi sebelum itu, kita bersama dengan pengarah filem ini, Kerry Fukunaga.
Hi, how are you, Kerry?
Yes, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. It's an honor to having you here in Melodi. My first question, how did you get to be the director for No Time to Die? Mind to share if you must go through some process like an interview, or maybe you receive a call from the Queen saying, Fukunaga, I appoint you to be the director for the next 007?
I mean, it'd be pretty amazing to pick up the phone and have the Queen on the other side asking me to do the job. But as an American, that didn't happen. What happened was I reached out to Barbara, the longtime producer of these films, and I actually reached out to her several years ago, right after Spectre came out, and sort of asked what was happening next films, that I could be considered for a director, and that didn't happen. They didn't make a movie for a while, and then when Danny Boyle dropped out of the project in the summer of 2018, I wrote her again and said, hey, you know, I'm really interested in this. Is there any way to have a conversation? And we ended up having a meeting at her house in New York. We talked about story, and we talked about what they wanted to do with this film, and those meetings became brainstorming sessions, and from there I met Daniel. About a month later, Michael turned to me and asked if I was going to do the job, and I said yes.
Last but not least, maybe you can share why should Malaysian watch this film?
I think audiences who are Bond fans will see a lot of the things they expect and love out of a Bond film, but also be very surprised. Even for audiences who aren't familiar with Bond, who aren't necessarily Bond fans, will love this film just simply because it's a really great story with a lot of heart and exciting action sequences and beautiful locations. And we shot on IMAX for big sections of the stories. In terms of a spectacle and cinema, it'll be amazing.
Hi Daniel, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
It's an honor to having you here in Melodi.
A pleasure to be here.
Daniel, this is your fifth and it's gonna be your last film as a Bond. What can we all expect to see your final run in No Time to Die? Maybe there's something different or surprises that never done or seen before in the previous Bond series.
Well, I hope there are plenty of moments like that in this film, but I really want to keep it a secret because I want people to experience it in the cinemas for the first time. So I'm going to keep the plot under wraps, if you don't mind.
Now let's talk about stunt acting. In the previous Bond, Quantum of Solace, Spectre, there were few stunt scenes you've done it yourself and it's incredibly impressive. How about this time? What did you break in No Time to Die?
Broke my ankle, but you know, it was okay. I have a very good surgeon. They fixed me up and I was able to continue. So it was, you know, it comes with a job.
Your involvement in 5 Bond films, right? Among all, which series is the most memorable to you?
I think Casino Royale is the most memorable for me.
Why?
Because it was my first one and that was all sorts of different emotions going on. But this one has been very special for very different reasons.
As we all know, James Bond is a fictional character and over a decade, we've seen the role played by male actor. In your opinion, would it be interesting if the next Bond character is a female or woman? And do you think it's going to suit the role well?
My attitude towards that is I think that there should be better parts written for women and that someone, a woman, hopefully, can write a part as good as James Bond for a woman to play. I don't think that we should sort of look at it in that sense. I think it's a good conversation to have. Anybody can play James Bond. But I think that it would be much better if there was a really, really good part for a woman.
Care to share some tips and advice to the new Bond?
Be as best as you can. Do a good job.
What do you know about Malaysia? Do you think that Malaysian fans will be thrilled to watch you in No Time to Die?
I hope so. I'd love to come to Malaysia. It's a country I've very often wanted to visit. So yes, I do. I think that we've got a very beautiful movie and I can't wait for everybody to see it there.
Last but not least, maybe you can tell us why should Malaysian watch No Time to Die?
It's an action-packed, emotional, wonderful movie.